Hello all, this is the Casual Noob Gamer back at you with another video. Oh yeah. So, I was thinking about this. With the whole controversy over game key cards, you know, people can't stand them. Like I don't think I see anyone that really kind of likes them. I guess there's a positive because then developers and publishers who normally wouldn't be able to because of the limitations and the high price of cartridges be able to put their games on store shelves can put their games on. But I mean, I guess they could have done it before as a code in box, which consumers really didn't really like that much. I guess the publishers and developers would have data on that, and the game companies and stuff. But like, I mean, I guess it's good. Like, if you like to sell your games, I mean, there's always that thing of like, do you buy something like if you're going to keep it long term because eventually, I mean, I know people like that. I've seen people say, "Oh, you're being paranoid about the server shutting down. That's never going to happen. Like the servers are always going to be, but eventually, those servers are going to go down. I guess. I mean, yeah. I mean, you know, it. I feel it's people just posturing. So my question is as a result of game key cards, am me, now this is me, this is not you and what you do, but me, the consumer, am I going to purchase games differently now that games are, well, most third party games are being made as game key cards? So here's my thing. So this is my new rule because at launch I bought game key cards because I wanted to have something at launch tangible that I could get in the store. And it's kind of thing of like I guess like yeah, I mean I wanted to have something, but these game key cards, you're basically downloading the whole game, which I knew this before. But like once you start like filling up your storage because of game key cards, and then at that point, then you're also tied to the physical cartridge, so you don't have the convenience that I call it of digital. That like the laziness of you don't have to get up to change the cartridge out, or not just to change the I mean, because obviously, walking a few feet to my Switch console to put a cartridge in, it's, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm a lazy guy. I mean, as you can see, I'm a big guy. I mean, I don't move a lot, but that's also as a result of disability. I used to actually be very, active and stuff like that. But anyway, that's a whole other story. But now, the fact that you have to switch out these cards and then they're taking up the space, like at this point, I think my new rule is this. If a game is fully on cartridge, like I bought Cyberpunk because I wanted to support it. I bought Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma because I wanted to support the fact that it's on cartridge. Even though for some reason Rune Factory still requires 11 gigabytes of download. So it's kind of like, I mean, I understand update files, but that's a bit much. I mean, Cyberpunk is only, well, as of right now, it's about a good 5 gigabytes, which is still, it's nothing to sneeze at, but it's not too bad considering how much is on there. But like the fact of I was just supporting, like, I mean, I own the reason why I'm saying about Cyberpunk, I own it already on PlayStation. And yeah, I would like to play the Switch version because playing in handheld, that's a good thing. But like, I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously having the cartridge, I'm taking a lot of that storage space off for that, so that's good. But so that wasn't too bad. Like I don't I kind of regret and I don't regret. Like I'm not the thing I regret is that I'm not ready to play these games right now. But I wanted to send a clear message to the game companies that the full physical is going to be supported, even though I wasn't ready for it. But like they just announced like Sega Cross Worlds, the racing game, is gonna be the first Sega game that's gonna be fully on cartridge. And it's just like, Sega, you could have did that with Rydell. That would have been nice. You could have did that, with oh wait, no, I'm sorry, they didn't make Bravely Default. That was Square. But anyway, like Sega could have did that with other games. Like a racing game is kind of a game that like I want to own it digitally because I want to be able to just jump in for a few races or whatever, or have that like, just whenever. Unless it's going to, I don't think it's going to be a big file size. I mean, right now it's about 8 gigabytes on the Switch 1. I don't think we know the Switch 2 file size, but even if it's double and it's 16, yeah, that's something off, but like I said, a racing game, I would rather have it digitally anyway, even if it's a little larger in file size. But my new rule is kind of this: if it's physical, yeah, then I consider it if I want the game. If it's gonna be a game key card or even a code in the box, like I would rather, I think, a code in the box, because I don't want to be tied to the cartridge. Like, just give me the code in the box, because I'm probably gonna buy the game digitally. And let me tell you something, if I'm buying a game digitally, like, obviously a code in the box may go out of stock, but if I'm buying a game digitally on the eShop, like if it's available game keycard wise, I'm just gonna get it digitally. And if that game is not something I want to play at launch, I'm going to probably wait for a sale, which could be, usually a good 6 months to a year later. Or I'll just wait till like I'm ready to play it. I have a big enough backlog, and most gamers do, that unless it's a game that like, oh, I have to play this right now, like we could just wait for a sale. And if you're not gonna do the thing, like with physical games, a lot of times people will buy physical games even though they're not ready to play them, because they don't want them to go out of stock or out of print. Like, how many times have you not gotten a game at launch and you'll go like even a couple of days or a week after launch, and the game is out of stock because they gave only so much stock to the stores. They sold out. That's what they had. And there's nothing left. So, it's kind of a thing of, if these publishers are worried about sales, most people probably are coming to the conclusion that I am, that, what? I don't need, and also even when games are on sale, I've kind of gotten to the fact of I'm not just going to load up on a bunch of games when on the sale, because eventually if they're on sale, they're probably going to be on sale again for that same price, or eventually they'll go to a lower price by the time I'm ready to play them. And because I've bought in so many games over the years, I have a large enough backlog that I can hold out. And like I said, unless it's a game that like I'm just like, oh, I have to play this, what's the point of buying it? So if there's any game companies out there, I'm sure they're not watching my video, but I'm sure if you, as a fellow gamer, are watching this video, you're probably saying, yeah, why? You're right. Why are we, by like a digital game, you don't need to jump on. It's gonna, pretty much be there unless they remove it. I mean, yeah, like maybe like a live service game, you kind of want to get to them before, like, they're no longer relevant. If they're playing online with other people, like an MLB The Show kind of game that I usually get at launch, because that's a game that you play. At least I play that for the updated roster. Like, I don't play online with that, but I want to have the most current roster for my team, which is the Mets. Go Mets. Yep. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, so that's my thoughts on the game key cards. Like, honestly, like I don't need to have them. Like, I really don't. I mean, if I'm gonna get a game and I'm gonna have to incur the full file size on my system, I'm just gonna buy it digitally so I have it for convenience, and then it's tied to my account, and I could just re-download it whenever I want without the restriction of needing that game key card. I'm not selling my games back, because I've done that in the past where I've sold my games and I almost immediately regretted it, and then wound up going out and rebuying the games I just sold, and I paid more than I got for them. So I lost money on that. And yeah. So like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification so you could be aware when I make videos and put them out. And you have a great rest of your day. Later.